The man scraped the mold off the biscuit with a small knife. Then scooped a dollop of expensive caviar from a small box, lavishly spreading it over the biscuit. Without hesitation, he popped it into his mouth. But after starving for days in the mansion, this meager portion couldn't possibly fill him. He scooped a tropical fish from the luxurious aquarium, chopped it into mince with his knife, carefully coated it in flour, and fashioned it into fish balls for sashimi. The man eagerly pinched a fish ball from the plate, put it in his mouth, and bit down hard, but the next second, the fishy stench made him retch, nearly bringing up the biscuit he'd just eaten. He quickly poured some pickled cucumber brine into a glass, guzzling a huge gulp. To finally suppress the nausea, he sighed helplessly, trapped in this mansion. He'd starve to death if he couldn't escape, but hunger wasn't his only problem. While stealing, he'd damaged the mansion's central control panel. The air conditioning temperature kept climbing, turning the mansion into a sweltering steamer. Worse still, the moment he'd triggered the alarm, the water supply had cut off. He could only scoop water from the pool to drink. But the moment he swallowed it, he vomited it all back up. This water was laced with disinfectant and antioxidants, utterly undrinkable. With no other choice, the man stripped off his short-sleeved shirt, soaked it in the pool, and wiped his body down, cooling himself to avoid heat stroke. But cooling alone wasn't enough. If he couldn't escape soon, he wouldn't last much longer. To find a way out, he set his sights on the chandelier hanging from the ceiling. Since the mansion's doors and windows were impenetrable, perhaps the ventilation ducts concealed beneath the chandelier could offer an escape route. But the ceiling was too high, so he gathered every movable table and cabinet in the mansion and piled them into the living room. He then cut strips from chairs to make ropes and bound the stacked furniture together. Hours later, he successfully built a tower of furniture. After repeatedly checking it wouldn't collapse, he hurriedly fetched a stool and climbed up. Before reaching the top, he deliberately shook the highest cabinet to ensure absolute safety. But when he finally stood atop the tower, trembling, he stretched out his hand only to realize he was still a foot or two away from the chandelier. Escaping through the ventilation shaft was impossible in the short term. Fortunately, the man's arduous life was about to take a turn.